Match and move transitions in Canva has got a whole lot more difficult now they've moved into the video editor 2.0. Even I am finding that I'm going back through my old animations. What was quite simple to do is a kind of whole other level now, but I'm going to talk you through exactly how I would build it and create it in the new video editor so you can have a go at it as well. And inside this tutorial is where I got stuck and what I had to do to kind of do workarounds to get the match and move to work. So first of all, we're just going to go from the home page, select video. I'm going to select mobile video for the animation to get us into the new video editor. And I'll just talk you through from scratch how to build this animation. Now, first of all, what you'll notice in the new editor is we can add elements, but there's now this empty plus sign where it says add media blank. What I always do is I just add a blank frame. This is a layer we need to have for match and move to work. We're going to start off by finding our image, go into photos, search green smoothies, on a white background, to find an image that you want to use. Okay, so now we have our image in place. Start adding in our title elements. We just add in our text box. I'm just going to change the font to Blueberry and then just duplicate the text and go to effects, and we'll add some background, change the colour and add a curve to it. Change the text to white. I'm also going to bring in the ingredient elements just now. I like to build up the finished design on the very first page, and it really helps us to get the match and move animation working correctly. I have added all the ingredients and I've just used a simple rectangle box, curved edges. The ingredient illustrations I've got from the element library. I've used the same font, Bobby Jones. And really I just want to have these in place on the very first frame so that I can start building up the match and move transitions. We need to duplicate this image that we have of a smoothie bottle, and it's actually embedded into the background. So the first thing we have to do is detach it from the background, duplicate the image. Then what we can do is we can right click and we can set image to the background again, enlarge this up, and then we're going to use the background remover. And now we just have the glass bottle, place it exactly on top of the other image. Then select our ingredients. We need to move them and place them on top of the bottle so that when we go to layers and we can move the smoothie bottle up to the top, and then it hides the ingredients behind it so we can still see it ever so slightly there. I'm just going to grab it and reduce it in size ever so slightly so that we cannot see the ingredients at all. And when you look here, you can now see we have all the layers in this design, and it's the first frame. I am going to click on the bottom layer, go right up to the top, and then right click and group. And what this does is it just makes things a little less complicated and we don't have quite so many layers visible all at the same time. Now, annoyingly, what we can't do is we can't duplicate the background frame and all the elements together. So what we're going to need to do is press the three wee dots and duplicate. And this is now given us this second page. And then if we duplicate the layers, we just need to then move this in place so it sits on top of the second frame. Now, annoyingly, we notice that it's also moved everything slightly out of alignment. And a way around that is if we just take the first page and we slightly overlap it. Now when we select the ones we've duplicated, we can move it exactly in place. This is where things start to get a little bit tedious to get the match and move technique to work. But if we don't do these small additional steps, then the match and move won't be smooth. Then we can just click this arrow, ungroups everything, and it allows us to access the recipe that we want to move to be part of the first match and move transition. Ungroup them here. So first of all, I'm going to take this box and I am going to drag it out so that it sits visible now. So let me just grab two layers that I need, which is the baby spinach text and the illustration of the baby spinach, and move it out so that now it sits visibly in the picture like so. So now if you hover between these two pages, you can see the add transitions there. So we can go over to match and move and we can change the duration. Now I'll just move this out of the way so we can see the match and move is working. Now I always do this to check the match and move works correctly, because this is a good time where you can fix any errors or tweak it to get it working properly, and that is it's sliding into place, so it's all working fine. Annoyingly, with this new Video 2.0, if I now select the layers on the first page and I group them, what that will then do is break the match and move. So if I slide it across the timeline, you can now see that it's just shooting straight in, which is annoying. So now we have all these layers have to be left loose for the match and move to work. Also annoying is if you want to change the length of each frame. This is too long at 5 seconds. I want to make each one like 1.5. It only moves the main page, not all the elements above in line. I'm really hoping that they update this soon, because now what I have to do is go up and select and I'm going to group them just so I can then move the timeline, because otherwise I can't move them all together. And I'll do the same with this one. So you can see where this quickly gets annoying. You then need to kind of have your page lengths all worked out before you add your match and moves, which doesn't always work because you want to be able to tweak that to get the transitions to work correctly. Okay, so now that we have had to adjust the frames down to 1.5 seconds, now do you notice that we have now lost that match and move transition? It's not working the way it should. It's now fading in rather than sliding in, which is, again, really irritating. To fix this, what we need to do is we need to delete this yellow rectangle from the second page. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to grab the one from the first frame, as we can see here. Let me just zoom in a little bit so I can expand this out. And I'm going to drag it across so it goes across both frames now. And then take our timeline to exactly where there is this split with the 2 pages. Split it. And now making sure that we are selecting the right rectangle, which is on the second frame, and drag it out to where we want it to be. So now that we have the first transition working, we can now try a different method for page 2 that I just want to show you. So if we copy this, duplicate, and instead of copying all of these across, we're just going to make sure we've got the right box selected. We can drag this out, and we can just drag the layers we need out this time rather than all of them. So we need a coconut milk and text. So I'm just going to drag these 3 across to the end of that timeline there. Bring the timeline to where the split is and right click to split, and then this one we can move across. And we also need to bring across the cutout of the smoothie bottle and the spinach. And then when we scroll down between the 2 pages, 2 frames, we just want to add the transition, do our match and move, and then we can see that's coming in okay. That is working, which is good. So you can see there's, if I just move this timeline up so you can see it, it is a little more tedious, but you may find this an easier way to do it than copying all the layers across, because they can jump about the page a bit, and you do have to do that realignment when you copy them all at once, which I showed you the first time. So let me just talk you through that again. So if we grab our frame and we duplicate, and then what we'll do first is just drag across all the existing layers so that they are still showing in the next page. Scroll up, grab these ones as well. Now what's annoying is that we can't grab more than one. It doesn't allow us to then drag them. It actually moves the whole thing. So again, this is one of the annoying things that they've done in this update, that we can't grab more than one layer and change the timing of it at once. So again, this is where it gets a bit tedious, and there's lots of feedback that people aren't happy with this. Move this back down, and again, you don't really see much of the design because you're constantly having to move the timeline up and down. But again, we can't group them because then the match and move effect stops working, and we now need to get this third recipe ingredient to move across. So I just go to my layers and check which one that is. So we need to bring banana, and this is the rectangle that we need, and we need to just grab our titles as well so that we don't lose our titles, and just line it up with 4.5 and split. Let's split the rectangle and split the banana text and the banana graphic, and then this one we just need to carefully pull out, click on these two and move these to sit underneath the others. Add the frame. So once you get the first one in, the steps are repeatable, it's just remembering to do them in the right order. Let me quickly do the last one, and then that's us got the full transition. I'm just going to line this up between the split and the pages, split the apple, and then split the yellow box, then move the yellow box across, making sure it's on the right frame at the end. Grab the apple text and the apple and move that out. Add our match and move transition. So if I move this all out the way and go back to the start of our animation, then we'll see them all sliding into place. Now we can, if we go back to this first frame, to add a little animation to the start of the first frame before the sliding animation starts. You could have this going on enter, and then select the green smoothie text. Have a wee bounce in here on enter, and then we can have the recipe text. Have that rising in on enter, and if we don't want those transitions all happening at once, then we can just change the timing of that, and let's just have a little preview. So now the transitions are a bit smoother. So I hope that shows you a couple of different ways we now get the match and move transitions to work. As you can see, I just feel this is so complicated now compared to the way it used to be in the old editor, but this is how to get the match and move transition to work. I think, as I say, I hope they're going to do some updates to make this a lot smoother and a lot easier again. Thanks for watching, and make sure you subscribe to see my future tutorials.